Hello, this is Brian Graham here with another COVID-19 occupational therapy video. This time I'm going to talk about sweeping. Like with every other video, I'm recording for a huge age range of kids. Real little kids, preschool kids, kindergarten kids. You're not going to do all of this with your kid. You can do most of it, not all of it. The older the kid you have, the more complex you can make this task. And also, just stating the obvious, your little kids are going to be the broom is going to be much bigger than they are. Okay, so they might have to hold it. There's going to be a giant handle. The bigger the kid, it's going to be more normal. There's going to be a more normal hold on it. But this is sweeping. There's a few commonalities with my last video, which was washing a table or wiping down a table. This thing, you need. I'm gonna kind of weird that I'm saying it like this, but you're gonna need 3 task objects. You're gonna need the broom, which is probably like this. This is probably the broom you have. If you have a smaller one, great. It's probably better for your kids. But I'm trying to think of things you can do with your kids without you having to go out and buy something. So there's a broom. That's one task object. The other one is the floor. It sounds weird that I'm saying that. I'll come back to it in a sec. The third may or may not be like a dustbin. Okay, you might use this with an older kid. You might not with a really young kid. Okay, because that just adds complexity to the task. You might not want to do that to begin with. But yeah, so first things first, sweeping you pretty much have to do two-handed. I've done this with a lot of your kids. A lot of them just want to use one hand. They need to use 2 hands, okay? So even if they can't sweep very well with 2 hands, have them use 2 hands. Some of your kids really want to use one hand. They've been doing it for years. It's easier for them to use one hand. You got to challenge them. Make them use both hands. Okay? Your kids, they're right now they're too young to think about, getting jobs and stuff. But this is a job task. If they get a job, doing janitorial work or something, they're gonna need to know how to do this correctly. So, what I did here is I put some stuff on the floor. These are pieces of shredded paper from my shredder. If you don't have this, use shredded newspapers or something. I would, if I was teaching this, I would definitely do something like this. It's not that much work for you. It actually cleans up pretty easily. It's easier than actually sweeping a floor because dirt and stuff and dust is actually smaller, so it's therefore harder to clean up. This just makes it really, really, really easy to see what the kid is doing. Especially if your kid has vision problems of some sort. This will increase in the contrast. To make it easier to see what they're doing. So similar to what we did when we washed the table, wiped on the table, we're gonna start at the. Actually, so I'm gonna reverse here because this is reversed. Yeah, my webcam my camera is actually reversed, so I have to reverse everything in my head. So I'm starting over there on the left, and I'm gonna go left to right. Start at the left top corner. Top down, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. And I'm going to go over again, below where I started to begin with. Then left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. So I'm going all the way to the right there. Same thing. Keep on doing it. I'm going to, and again, just to state the obvious, that's the way they read. They start at the top left-hand corner of the page, go to the travel over to the top right hand, and then right to left, or sorry, left to right, left to right. Okay, and then when they get here, you can either stop there if they're really little, that might be it for them, and if it's the real little kids their attention span's really short or whatever, that's fine. It's a 2-minute lesson. Great. If an older kid, you might want to have them try to use a dustbin, and you might hold this for them to begin with. For this, one of the obvious reasons is they need to use both hands for this, so it's hard to, do this one-handed. So you might need to hold it for them. If they're an older kid, you can have them start to try to, put it in the dustbin themselves. and again, like this, like a lot of ways we think about this as therapists is the more steps there are in a task, the harder it is. So if they're a real little kid, they haven't done this much, just have them sweep, period. Use like the left to right, go down a little bit, left to right strategy. The older kid, yeah, have them try to use the dustbin, have them try to put it in the garbage. Again, with that's more tasks for them, so that might be more difficult. Like with all the other things I'm giving you, these are little lessons, if you want to call them that last 2 to 4 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Like what I did here was a, I don't know, 2x4 part of my bathroom. You could do that too. You could have them sleep in an entire room. Depending on how big they are, how long their attention span is, that might be too much. You got a lot of rooms in your place. Have them clean a room a day, or sleep in a room a day. That could be part of their daily chore. Like with everything else, like I'm just kind of similar to my last video. That when they start doing this, you're gonna give them a lot more hands-on assist. Once they know how to do it a little bit better, you can give them less support, and then once they learn it, once they overlearn it or master it, we call it, then they can do it independently. And at that point in time, have them still do it. A, because it helps you. They're paying their rent. B, it just keeps their skills intact. Then they don't have to if you don't do this for 6 months or something and have them do it again, they're gonna have to learn it all over again. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's the how to sweep. It seems really easy, but it's a pretty basic life skill that they're gonna eventually need to know how to learn. So might as well start teaching it now. Yeah, but that's it for this lesson.